Dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, the Holy Catholic Church invites us today to reflect on another passage that resonates with the theme of constant watchfulness, which orientates us concerning the coming of the Kingdom of God. We will be reflecting on the passage from Matthew 25:14 to 30, which narrates the parable of the talents. The parable of the talents teaches us what to do to make the kingdom grow. Something very special about this parable is that it lends itself to an assortment of interpretations. The characters in it and the very word talent facilitates a number of interpretations from various perspectives. We shall consider two examples. Let us first take the word talent in its literal sense. The word talent can be understood as skill, gift, ability, faculty, capacity, etc. It tells us that God gives men different gifts. One man received 5 talents, another 2, and another 1. It is not a man's talent which matters. What matters is how he uses it. God never demands from a man abilities which he has not got, but he does demand that a man should use to the full the abilities which he does possess. Men are not equal in talent, but men can be equal in effort. The parable tells us that whatever talent we have, little or great, we must lay it at the service of God. Let us now take another verse from the same passage, which often tend to misinterpret in a living context. For to all those who have, more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away. Matthew chapter 25, verse 29. The meaning is this: if a man has a talent and exercises it, he is progressively able to do more with it. But if he has a talent and fails to exercise it, he will inevitably lose it. If you have some proficiency at a game or an art, if you have some gift for doing something, the more we exercise that proficiency and that gift, the harder the work and the bigger the task we will be able to tackle. Whereas, if we fail to use it, we lose it. However, I feel the passage today invites us to look beyond what we sense or feel about this passage at the first or second reading. We shall first clarify the term talent. We often relate talent with currency or coin, but the talent was not a coin. It was a weight. And therefore, its value obviously depended on whether the coinage involved was copper, gold or silver. So, talent, if understood from a divine perspective, would mean heaviness or weightiness, that is, the heavier matters of the law. And this is what Jesus says in Matthew 23:23. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you tithe mint, dill, and cumin, and have neglected the weightier matters of the law, justice and mercy and faith. It is these you ought to have practiced without neglecting the others. So, the problem with the timid servant was that he failed to understand the pure gift of mercy he received from God and failed to give to others. Only when you share your gifts, they multiply, and so is the divine mercy. It will grow in you in as much as you give it to others. If you fail to nurture this gift, then you will be held accountable at the judgment. And this is what we read in the following passage. That is Matthew chapter 25, verse 31 to 46. There we see the Son of Man judging the people according to the works of mercy done, and those fail to do them being sent to the eternal fire. It doesn't matter how many talents we receive, but how we share it with others. When we celebrate the Eucharist, we all stand at the judgment seat of God, the mercy seat. St. Paul writes it very vividly. For all who eat and drink without discerning the body, eat and drink judgment against themselves. 1 Corinthians 11:29. At the Eucharist, we all partake in the mercy of God, and each one of us receives the mercy of God according to our disposition, and God expects us to be merciful with others, so that at the next Eucharist we will experience more of His divine mercy. Let us not be timid in sharing our talents, in sharing the mercy of God. The more we share, the more we will receive from His divine mercy.